let's talk about some of the high points. What are some of the like seminal moments in New Deal Studios when you thought we're on to something, or that the firm, got some accolades or did something that you were just really, really proud of?
Well, one of the first things in our company was we got all the work on Alien Resurrection, which was a long time ago, but we were just this small fledgling company, and then this opportunity came along and we did all of the miniature effects work on that show, and that's where the producer was telling us, like, well, we're thinking of splitting up the work and spreading it around, and we said, no, you either give us all the work or none of it. And they gave us all the work. And that was a pretty exciting time. And then when we bought out the production company next door, and we landed a huge job on Don't Say a Word with Michael Douglas and Sean Bean. And we had both of them at our studio and shooting them, and we built full-size sets. And it was like with every kind of step of the evolution of the company, it was pretty exciting. And then working on The Aviator was very exciting because we read the script and we knew, we need to work on this movie because this is an Oscar-winning film. And so we did everything we could to get on the project and stay on the project and contribute. And we were included with the Academy Awards when they choose like 4 names. So 4 names for the ticket. And Matthew, who is my partner, was included on that. So it was exciting to see like all the paid advertising and the whole Academy campaign and see his name on there. It was very exciting. And then we won Visual Effects Society Awards for that. And he was nominated for a British Academy Award, and they flew us to London for that. And so just like those moments are pretty exciting. And then getting into digital effects and being awarded like a whole huge sequence. And for the first time is pretty exhilarating. And right now we're working on raising money to make our own films. So that is kind of the next pretty exciting moment. But as we've gone along, we knowing that our next step is producing our own films, we've kind of taken the opportunity to produce different shorts, or we did a whole like vote, don't vote video for the 2008 campaign.
You guys remember seeing that one?
With Leonardo DiCaprio and all his friends. So they, through our relationships at Warner Brothers, they called us and said, hey, there's this video, can you help produce this with Leonardo DiCaprio's company, Appian Way? And it's just another opportunity to build a relationship and also to be, our own little small part of history. And then we were also, with Warner Brothers, hired to work on Whiteout, the movie with Kate Beckinsale. And we produced 20 minutes of that film. They were doing tons of reshoots. We rebuilt 7 sets and reshot and had her on our stage. Like, we had our stage and 2 stages of Paramount going at the same time. And that was after, it was so busy in 2007, 2008. I was like, oh, if I survive March, I'm going to be okay. Then it was like, okay, if I survive April, it's going to be okay. And then we got the call for this job, and it was like, we started a company that was a union signatory, set up all the vendors, and did $2 million worth of photography work in 6 weeks.
No kidding.
So I survived May and June. And it was pretty exciting and a great experience, and like another just kind of stone in the foundation of building towards, hey, give us money to make our own films. And so that's where we're at right now. Because you can, right? Everyone's got a 7D or 5D Canon and a Zune sound recorder, and you can create HD professional content. And so many people in the film industry are nervous about that. And I tell them, don't be nervous. It's like everyone's got pots and pans in a kitchen, but not everyone's Mario Batali, And there's a certain percentage of people who won't bother, and a huge percentage of people who won't bother, and then a percentage of people that won't do it well. And so it's still about creating quality content, because so many people feel like, oh, it doesn't matter, kids your age don't care about the quality of the image. And I'm like, no, if some really good-looking guy or girl walks by, you're going to stop and look. And I think Christopher Nolan's work is a really good example of that. Beautiful imagery is compelling, and you will watch it. For The Dark Knight and Inception, they fought to shoot on IMAX, which is a huge format. And what they couldn't shoot IMAX, they were shooting Super 35 and VistaVision, which are other formats. And and they did a chemical color correction on the film. Nobody does chemical color correction anymore. It's all digital. And what happens when you scan film is you don't give it a chance to be filmed, to be this beautiful image. And so they fight to shoot on film. Like even Cowboys and Aliens, they shot on film, and like Spielberg and Jon Favreau and Matty Lapidike, who's the DP, like we're fighting to shoot on film, which I find very interesting. So even though you're like the top guy in the industry, you still have to fight for things.
Mm-hmm.
Like on Aviator, like Martin Scorsese was fighting for things all the time because they believe in it, and they'll give up part of their rate to make sure that they produce an amazing product. And so when people care and fight for it, we make sure that we deliver as well.